these last couple days have been phenomenal in terms of health, and what goes on in this season. So, Merry Christmas. I have been doing a little bit of studying about some things to help animal chiropractors who are stuck in that 1998 business model that they started with. And part of it is this. I see so many animal chiropractors who are struggling. They are seeing so many patients, and they are booked out for months, and they can't help any more patients. And I have been doing some work thinking about how to help them so that their practice, so growing your practice doesn't always mean, and this came up over the weekend with base camp, doesn't always mean more clients. What does it mean? It oftentimes means that you have more support in your practice for you. You have the right employees, that you have the right team. And when you grow that team, your practice begins to grow kind of exponentially, because you grow with time, but you also grow with income, and those two things go hand in hand. And I want to explain a little bit of why. And what does that have to do with Merry Christmas? So, one of the things that came across my desk was this idea that in order to grow, we had to have more people. We had to have more animals, patients. We had to have more. But what if you could grow a practice in a way that served you better? And this Christmas time is an essential time for speaking about that, because that is one of the things that Christ literally came to teach us, was that it's not about doing more good deeds. It's not about paying more money to the church. It's about the fact that God is there with you always and loves you, and God's love doesn't leave. Now, that doesn't mean you can go out and do whatever you want. What it does mean, however, is that if you screw up, God's still there with you while you're learning to do better. And I take that even further into the idea that as you're growing a business, it's okay to mess up once in a while. It's okay to not, because we know you're in this business for the right. You're in this business because you have a good heart, and you have a heart for service, and you want to be able to help and save some of the most lowly creatures whom we have not learned their language. I'm not going to say they can't communicate. We just haven't learned their language. And as we're learning those things, as those things are becoming more and more evident, we are learning to do better. We're learning to help them in a better way. We're helping to help them solve some of their bigger problems. And as animal chiropractors, one of the biggest things you're helping your patients do is to communicate better among each other and with their environment. And let's face it, as humans, we are part of the environment. We are the environment, guys. Stop thinking that we are separated from it and that we don't interact with it and that we don't change it in some ways. And if you go back, probably a year or so, and listen to some of my other lives like this, I talk about that specifically, about how we are a tangible part of the environment and we affect it. And I know everybody says, we put pollution in it and we do all these things. We have a bigger impact on our immediate environment than that. And I want you to know that that environment helps you as much as you help it. And I've written several times about the idea that, so Chief Seattle, a long time ago, said, if all the creatures die, man will die of loneliness of spirit, because we won't be able to stand living in this world without those creatures. We depend on them, and our spirit depends on them, and that was, I think, one of the things that Christ did, was that Christ brought that connection back closer to us, so that we stopped living under this ledger, keeping track of, did I do enough good things? Did I do the right good things? Do I get the reward at the end? All of those things went away. And you are valuable, and your reward comes because of who you are. And when you charge appropriately, when you charge prices that are higher than 1998 prices, that are more appropriate, your clients benefit from that too, because they get a better you. There is a relationship there. There is a response, and that relationship continues, and it allows you to be there more for them, just like God is there for us, maintaining that relationship even when we don't do well. How many of you have trouble getting clients to come in more regularly? So that was a big conversation this last weekend about ways that we can change our practice to encourage clients to come in on a more regular basis, on a routine basis, so they avoid injuries and illnesses and the other problems that happen with these animals. So if you're a veterinarian or a chiropractor who loves this season where we have more light, the light has come back, this season where we have more connection with ourselves and our friends and our family and our communities, and you want more of that, find us today at animalchiropracticeducation.com, where we train veterinarians and chiropractors not just how to adjust, but also how to make their community a better place for everyone. Love you guys. Merry Christmas.